Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Earth Mac, the mad scientist.
It's your boy, Thanos Rick. We are back.
In the building.
Back on Zoom.
Back on Zoom on this YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you guys are doing exceptionally well. Man, Christmas is closely approaching, bro. I mean, did you get all your Christmas shopping out the way?
Yeah, and I'm in debt, but it's okay.
You in debt? How you in debt, man? You rich.
Everybody wants something, man. Everybody wants something. You know what I'm saying? And prices aren't going down. Yeah. So, you know.
So I'm getting my PS5 in the mail, right? That's what you're telling me?
PS5?
Yeah, hey, you hooking your boy up? You get me a PS5? I'm just saying.
You mean the Lego version PS5? The little Lego?
Nah. You the rich man. You out here, you know.
PS5, the Legos and stuff for like $10.
Wow, boy. I thought he was better than that, man. But so did you finish your Christmas shopping though? You done with that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I actually unofficially finished today. Got all the fams. Huh?
How much you spent?
Minus DJ and Queen, I did not spend over $200.
Okay, with DJ and Queen.
It's
Don't worry about it. Go on by that face. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
That's why I excluded him. I was like,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Because Queen got two things, and actually Queen got two things, and DJ got two things. So, yeah. So that's why I excluded them out that list there, because I'm trying to make it sound reasonable.
I get it.
I mean, shoot, she spent a grip on me too. I mean, she ain't told me, but
I don't doubt it, brother.
Look, let me tell you something. I got boxes in the kitchen. I got boxes in the living room with my stuff and hers from Amazon, and I got more shit coming. Yeah, there's this. Shout out to Lauren, by the way. So there's this list that she gave us. There's like 70 things that's under budget that are great Christmas gifts. So I got basically the majority of my family that list. I couldn't share it with my family because we would have just like crossed the stream somehow. But I mean, the first people I locked out was DJ and Queen. So I actually knocked them both out easily. So shout out to Detroit Blue.
Did you buy your brother any cowboy stuff? Did you put your hands on it? Did you put your hands on I love it. I love it.
Yes, I did get him some cowboy stuff.
You're a good brother. You know that? You are a good little brother.
I did get him some cowboy stuff. I mean,
you are a good little brother. You are.
These are lies, by the way. I did not get on some cowboy stuff. Why the hell would I even do that?
Wow.
These are lies.
that is effed up.
I would never, ever.
I'll just give you props online in front of the audience, and you lied.
I would burn it. Any Cowboys gear I would have, I would just burn it to a crisp. I told you one year he bought me a Dallas Cowboys jacket to be funny for Christmas. Like, he did it to be funny.
No, he didn't.
I hated him.
No, he didn't. He wanted you to join him.
No.
Join him. He wanted you to join him. So you'll be one big happy family.
It didn't happen. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I had mom take the star stitching off of the coat and the Dallas Cowboys emblem off the coat, so it could just be a plain blue coat. I refused to wear that. I had to take the stitching off.
Petty. That's petty of you, man.
That's how bad I hate it. That's how bad it was.
That's really petty, man.
What you mean?
Bro, trying to show you love. He wants you to join him.
I'm not joining misery, man. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys is in this cycle where we're going all the way. And this is the box that they're at before they go to the postseason and get put the fuck out.
And what are y'all doing, E? What is Cincinnati doing?
5-game win streak and only lost one game, and that was before the bye week. So
are you winning the AFC?
We just beat Patrick Mahomes for the third straight time in 2022.
Are you winning the AFC, sir?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I will definitely say that. I can confidently say that. If you don't win four games and only lost one without Jamar Chase, you did not have your number one receiver, and you still win. Now, mind you, we lost T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd before the game even freaking started against Cleveland, and you still whipped Cleveland's ass. And all you had was Jamar Chase and backup receivers. Explain that to me.
You know, you sound very confident, like you did last year when
I did, and I was very confident. And where did it took us? It took us to Super Bowl. And was I right on my assessment? I was I not?
You lost. You lost.
I don't give a damn.
If you don't win, you lose. If you don't win, you lose.
I'm gonna ask you this question: Are we the kings of the AFC?
Yes or no? If you don't win, you lose.
I'm gonna ask you this question.
Remember that. Look, I want all the listeners, all the fans, everybody. If you don't win, you lose. Don't matter. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but you did.
Where was Dallas? Where were they? Where were they? On the couch, watching the game, watching the big boys play. That's it. Watching the big dogs play. Are we the top of the AFC? Are we the AFC champions? Yes, we are. There's a motto this season. You got to come play us. I don't care if we come to your stadium. You gotta come play us. Don't do that. Don't do that out here. Dallas gonna do what they do best, and they're gonna choke like they always do every season. What Stephen A say? Be patient. Be patient. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. But listeners, man, we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We got a lot of news to cover, man. Henry Cavill. We got Sasha Banks and Naomi. We got Mandy Rose. We got Chris Jericho conversation, man. We got a good bunch of stuff to talk about, man. So Thanos Rick, bro, man, I say we start with the Henry Cavill news, man. Like, according to Screen Rant, Henry Cavill is no longer Superman for the DC universe, as James Gunn's plans for a younger version of Clark Kent to be introduced after years of uncertainty around his involvement in DC's shared universe. A surprise return in Black Adam's post-credit scene signals the audiences that Henry Cavill is back. Everybody thought that, and this was further confirmed when Henry Cavill made a public announcement on his Instagram sharing the news that he was coming back as DCU's Superman, and reports circulating about Man of Steel 2 was in development. Now, the status of his future as Superman changed once James Gunn and Peter Safran once were named co-CEOs of DC. And it has now been confirmed by both actor and co-CEO that Henry Cavill is no longer going to be DCU's Superman. As Gunn announced on his social media, the DCU will reshift focus to a younger Superman and will recast the role. So Thanos Rick, how you feel about this, bro?
Next topic.
No. We got to talk about this, man.
Next topic.
This is for the Geek Corner. We got to talk about it. Hey, what are you thinking here?
Trash. Bad idea. Sucks. James Gunn should know better than that. He should know better than that. Like,
Hail Marvel.
Why would you? Arguably the best Superman since Christopher Reeves, and that was years ago, years and years ago, before we were born.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then what's crazy about it? You bring him back in Black Adam, the post credit. So now we're all excited. We're happy. We're, jumping up and down for joy. And oh my God, there he is. And you have Henry Cavill himself going on his social media saying, hey guys, I'm back. I'm ready to get to work. Then all of a sudden, James Gunn like, nah, bro, we going young. I'm like, so you're going young now for what? Well, what is the purpose? Because now it's like, if you're going to do this, then the DCEU, as we know it, is done. It's over. So now this tells me that he's rebooting everything. That's what this tells me.
That's exactly what it's telling me. Because my question is this: why the hell would you get us all amped up with this Black Adam postscript? Now, mind you, when the movie was produced and done, this was before James Gunn took over. So throw that out the way. And there's been rumors circling that Dwayne Johnson actually went over a lot of people's heads to bring Henry Cavill back because that's what he wants to do. he shows up on Black Adam in the post-credit scenes, and to hear the reactions in that movie theater, to see him, and Henry Cavill is excited that he may get a rehashing of Superman where he's a little bit more, happy and not so brooding. He was excited about this. Then we get this news a few days ago saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not being Superman anymore because this ain't the direction they want to go." I was like, first of all, the outfit was perfect. The costume was perfect. Grade A. I love the outfit. And I can't think of, in my mind, I can't think of a better Superman than Henry Cavill. Like, he killed that role to me. Man of Steel was like, it's up there. It's like top tier DCEU. Like, okay. I'm trying to figure out a way to put this out there.
It's stupid.
It's
if you want to get rid of Ben Affleck, if you want to get rid of the Flash, Ezra Miller, if you want to get rid of Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, okay, fine. But to get rid of him, I'm like, whoever this young actor he's going to get, it better knock everyone's socks off. That's what I know.
Because
people are going to be upset if young Clark Kent misses the mark. Whatever movie, because he's writing the script right now.
Yeah,
he's writing it right now, so it better be. And you know what? The way James Gunn tells his stories, visually, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, visually, if you look at Guardians, it's pretty stunning. But
I don't want a Superman Guardians or a Suicide Squad.
I'm talking about visuals now, not story.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I don't want this colorful, happy. I was cool with how Man of Steel was. I was cool with the dark. I was cool with that.
Yeah.
I don't want this bright craziness, colorful. Like I don't really want that. I'll be honest. I don't want it. Like I think how James Gunn tells it. I don't know. I don't.
But you seen what he did with Peacemaker, and you see what he did with the Suicide Squad. I mean, that wasn't exactly bright and colored,
Yeah.
That was just him with the handcuffs off. Here's what I think. I think once you replace Henry Cavill and you put this movie out, fans gonna intentionally shit on it.
It better be good.
Intentionally shit on it.
It better be good. It better knock everyone's socks off. It better be good.
I don't think it even mattered. I think they're really gonna try to torpedo this movie whenever it drops. Well,
no, that's what I'm saying. The movie has to be perfect for fans to be like, okay, at first I was mad, but now I see it. Like James is going to have to make people see what he's trying to do.
Right.
Because right now, people saying this stuff, now we're mad. Now we're upset. Right. So he has to show us what he's doing. And it better be on par. It better be on par.
It's not going to be.
Suicide Squad, you can do whatever with that. Yeah. You can do whatever with Peacemaker. Those characters, okay, but you can't mess around with Superman like that.
No.
Especially after the fans have spoken and we're happy that he came back. So it's like, okay, what are we doing?
That's my point. That is my point right
What
there.
are we doing? So he better, James.
like bro, did you see? Come on, man. Did you see? Look, when you first took over, you and Peter Safran, when y'all took over, there was a certain level of excitement with them too, because you thinking about Guardians and all the success with the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, like, oh shit, this is going to be good, right? Then you get Black Adam, which was successful, by the way, financially. Then you get Henry Cavill coming back. Did you not see the level of happiness that Henry Cavill is back? This man left The Witcher because he was doing The Witcher.
But see, here's the thing. Also, you're forgetting we were looking for a Black Adam versus Superman fight. We were
correct.
We were looking for that fight.
Correct. Looking for that. Look, you got Amanda Waller on there. What do you? Okay, so he did say that the Batman sequel is separate from the DCU stuff. Like, it would have to take, if you're going to see a Superman versus Black Adam, it have to do Dwayne Johnson's company or whatever the case, but that's not happening. So I get what he's trying to do, but I don't get the decision that he made because everybody likes Henry Cavill. He is Superman. He's that. You know what I'm saying? You got Blue Beetle coming out next year. You know, The Flash coming out next year. I'm excited about Blue Beetle to be a whole, but
I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be very good. So now he did say he's focusing on Superman will be somewhat of a focal point for DCU, but he also said that the non-mainstream characters will have a prominent role as well, which, you know, he specializes in that. You know, Guardians wasn't mainstream at all. It was kind of like an obscure comic, but it's now mainstream now.
Which is fine, but why replace Henry Cavill?
That's my question. I have no clue, honestly. I don't agree with that call.
Unless if he's rebooting the whole thing, yeah, I get it. If you want to reboot the whole thing, which keep in mind, Flash is still coming.
Yes.
Black Adam, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a sequel to that. So if you're going to reboot everything, what do you do with those properties? Like, what do you do? Like, because Wonder Woman 3 got scrapped.
Yes, right? That's gone.
Aquaman 2.
That's still there. That's done. That's wrapped, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the timing is awful. I think the timing of all this is awful. God
awful. My thing is, I had no issues with. I understand you're not continuing the Snyderverse. I get that. I totally get that. But you can very well keep the same actors who played these characters and just put them in a different storyline. We don't mind that. We don't mind that at all. Like, Henry Cavill is Superman. I was excited of the fact that possibly that Ben Affleck was coming back as Batman because I had no issues with him being Batman. You know what I mean?
Don't use him at all. Just have him cameo. If James Gunn wants to focus on other characters, that's fine. Have Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot. They can cameo in these movies. We don't need a Man of Steel 2. We don't even need a Wonder Woman 3. We don't need them because they have so many characters. And I know James and Peter Safran, they want to get their hands on all of them. You know, we've seen the promo or whatever the hell that was with Mr. Terrific. That was on Twitter. He put the picture up. Okay, fine, right? Like,
super excited about that.
But you don't have to. And Green Lantern. What's up with Green Lantern? Is that still coming?
From what I understood, yes. And I heard it's focusing more on Jon Stewart. And that would be a series. That's what the rumor says, but nothing's been DC, like
DCEU, right?
Yeah, I want to say it's like on like HBO Max or something like that. Possibly, I think it's like a series.
And what about Shazam? What about Shazam? Shazam 2's coming. So after Shazam, then what? Is Shazam done now? Like, is everything done?
It's pandemonium, man. It's pandemonium. That you know what this reminds me of? You remember like when Vince McMahon just do some shit that'll piss us off? And we say we be mad about that shit, but then something else just pops up and we kind of forget about the thing that pisses us off. This giving me these vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are pissed about Henry Cavill not being Superman, but he might want to say, hey, here's a chocolate chip cookie over here. Try this. Oh, this is good. But 2023 is like the year DC. There's a bunch of DC releases. But it's like,
I don't know if I care anymore. E.
I can't trust it. I can't trust it, man. It's like, look, I asked a question in the Geek Corner, right? About the whole Henry Cavill situation. And it was a general consensus. Like, nobody like giving this like a leeway or whatever have you, because people making jokes about it. So Jared Abrams says different leadership, same indecisive mess. And Travis Martin says DC movies have been spiraling an overall ass for a decade now, with a few exceptions, of course. Now, hopefully the change can be good for both parties. Maybe Cavill can go back to The Witcher, or as they spoke about previously, he could switch sides and come to the MCU in one of the many roles they need to fill moving forward, like Hyperion for Marvel. I think if Marvel snatched Henry Cavill up, I'm gonna think James Gunn is out here, hail Hydra, but hail Marvel. But I just joking. But
if Marvel snatches up Henry Cavill for Hyperion, that would be the most petty move in history.
We asked for that though. He will be a Hyperion. He'll be a good Hyperion.
He'll kill it.
He'll kill it.
He has the look. He'll kill it. He will kill Hyperion.
Anton Blakely says Superman is about to go way of Batman. This constant shuffling is terrible. And Monte White says, piss. If Gunn is doing this, though, it means he has to scrap his love projects too. Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and Viola Davis rumor Amanda Waller series has to go. You can't partially reboot, or you're doing the same thing and inviting failure.
I agree. It's stupid.
Yeah.
You have to reboot the whole thing, which means every movie that's done, that's coming out, meaningless.
Yeah. Yeah, everything is meaningless at this point. I don't understand the decision-making process with this. And you got something, everything is looking good. Everything is like the morale here for our confident in DC movies is doing this. Constantly doing that. And then you just snatch that main thing away. Excited about Black Adam, excited about Superman. Nah, you ain't gonna get that, fam. You ain't gonna do that. But speaking of Henry Cavill, though, following his latest Superman departure from the DC universe, Henry Cavill may have found his first post-superhero gig with Warhammer TV show, and the fall of 2022 was a rocky one for Cavill. But, you know, obviously he's not going to be on The Witcher anymore. They can't just go back and recast the guy. But it appears Cavill may have found his next major genre role and reveals that former Superman star is being eyed to star in the Warhammer TV series, set to be developed by Amazon. Now, Cavill is currently attached to the show, which based on popular sci-fi fantasy miniature board game, Warhammer 40K. The report also reveals that he could be an executive producer of Warhammer 40K adaptation. It's key to note that this is not Cavill's next gig, as Amazon has not yet closed the deal to Warhammer rights, and Cavill and his representatives have yet to comment on the Warhammer casting news. He'll be a Space Marine for sure.
Well, he put some out on his Instagram.
He did. He definitely did.
And it was like, well, it's a go. We're moving. All we need now is a filmmaker, writer, whatever.
Yeah.
It seems like he confirmed it to me. Seemed like going off of that post. So I'm like, well, okay, that's fine. And plus, I'm like, Henry Cavill, he's a star. He's a star. He has gigs coming up. I'm sure it'll be like his schedule is now open.
He's a giant nerd. Like he puts PCs together. And I'm pretty sure he played Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm pretty sure he plays Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, and he going off his post, he wants to get this right, true to the core story. He wants to get it. He wants to nail it down. So I'm like, okay, he sounds passionate about this. Yeah. So I'm happy for him. And I don't want to say FDC, but it's FDC. Like you guys are really, unless James, you have to show me something.
You have to show me something. He got to do something.
All this right now, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not.
Yeah, it ain't my.
I'm not liking what I'm saying. Like James, I mean, Suicide Squad was cool. Peacemaker was alright, but you know, what are we doing with Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, Flash? What are we doing with Green Lantern? You know, Static, Mr. Terrific. Okay, Blue Beetle's coming, but all right, who else? You know.
It's one of those things, man.
Red Tornado. I don't know. You know, Alkalad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
You know what's funny? Since we're on a DC kick, PlayStation Premium, they got a few free games. Obviously, they got a list of free games you get if you got a PlayStation Premium, like to download and stream. I re-downloaded Injustice 2. Really good game, by the way. And my main is Black Manta, man. I love Black Manta. That dude out here do work out here. He does some serious work. And when I first had the game back in the day, Robin was my main.
Right.
because he's like lethal with the sword and all that stuff. So that was actually pretty dope. Now, I did start my Christmas movie watching, though. Batman Returns. I did see Batman Returns over the past few days. I really do appreciate that movie.
It's still the best Batman movie. Some may disagree, but
You think Batman Returns is the best Batman movie?
I think it's still the best one. And then Batman Forever.
Wait. So you put Batman Returns and Batman Forever over Batman 89 with the Joker?
Yeah. 89 is my number 3.
I can't, you know what? I can't even be mad at that, honestly, because for some reason
Forever was good, bro. Like Forever was really good. Like I don't think people realize how good that movie was. Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, you know, Nicole Kidman. Like that was a really good movie.
I think people didn't give it a bad rap because of the fact Michael Keaton was no longer playing the role. And I want to say, I think Marlon Wayans was supposed to be in Batman Returns, but obviously he's still getting royalties for that. And there was some other things that Michael Keaton and Tim Burton wanted to do. Tim Burton's view of Gotham was correct. It was dark. It was grimy. Right. And they wanted to go a different route because they wanted to sell more toys to kids.
Right.
So I think that's why Batman Forever. I do like Batman Forever. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do like Batman Forever. I like the soundtrack, man. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've seen Batman Forever at my aunt's house, and I just have her order on DirecTV Batman Forever when it was, you know, available for order. I don't know how many times.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I really did like Batman Forever.
I put it over 89, and you know, that's
shit.
tough. But it's tough. But I'm like, you know what? I really did like that. I did like it a lot.
I can't put it over 89, man. It's something about that bad outfit, man. The
Batmobile.
I can't.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you about that.
I ain't mad at you about that either, because I mean, it's the standard. I mean, that's the standard. I love Tim Burton and his work when it comes to Batman, and I'm actually pretty excited about Michael Keaton and The Flash. You know, now speaking. Oh, go ahead.
They scrapped his movie. Did you hear about that? Michael Keaton.
Oh, Batman Beyond.
No, they were going to do a Michael Keaton, another Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and that got scrapped.
Yeah, it was Batman Beyond, I thought.
No. They were going to give him his movie back, and they scrapped it.
Let me tell you something. You know how much money that shit would have made?
Listen.
Do you know how much money that thing would have made?
There's a lot of things that I've been reading past few weeks that really just made my stomach turn. I'm like, okay. Okay. Now it's
money.
It's getting out of hand now. It's getting out of hand.
The money, man. Like, you know how long I know you know. Listeners, do you know how long we wanted to see Michael Keaton back on TV as Batman?
Since
you can literally pull that off, because if you got Indiana Jones, if you got Harrison Ford doing a new Indiana Jones movie from back then and he looks young now, what you can do with Michael Keaton? Crazy. Speaking of which, with the DC Universe seeing major shakeups, DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn has confirmed the role of Batman will play in the franchise new slate. Gunn and producer Peter Safran officially took the reins of the freshly rebranded DCU, while some earlier reports suggested that Gunn and Safran were potentially considering bringing Robert Pattinson's Batman into the DCU continuity. Those claims were later debunked by Gunn himself, saying, nah, he's not going to be part of this. So he says DC's Dark Knight will play in the franchise future, and one such fan recently reached out directly to Gunn via Twitter. Gunn confirmed that Batman will continue to play a big part of the DCU as a response to a fan. Now that Gunn made it clear that DC fans can expect more of Gotham's Caped Crusader in the DCU proper, the next question is, who is likely to play the brooding vigilante? With Pattinson officially out, fans might reasonably expect either Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton to fulfill the role moving forward. However, given the recent departure of Henry Cavill from the role of Superman, it may even be possible that another recasting announcement is also on the horizon. So now, if Gunn and Safran are already looking to recast a younger Superman, it would make sense for him to be joined by a younger Batman as well. Of course, it is also possible that the pair may still look to leverage the old DCEU's original plans to have Keaton's Batman serve as senior statement of following the events of the next year's The Flash. So, yeah, there you have it. We don't know.
I don't like any of this.
I don't know.
I
really don't know.
And Titans is still on the air, and I don't know why that show should.
I think this is Titans' last season. Okay, Thanos Rick. I think it is his last season.
Thank God.
God, because you hate Titans so much.
It's awful. The show is awful, bro. It's awful. The casting's awful. The story's awful. It's really an awful show. How the fans got it to 4 seasons, I have no idea.
Because the fans like it, man. Come on, man.
The fans don't like it. The fans don't know what they like. Hell.
Yes, they do. And they like Henry Cavill. And I'm going to tell you what's going to be the tell. I can tell you. When the Flash movie comes out and Michael Keaton comes on screen, and whatever the response that you're going to get on social media is going to tell the tale to James Gunn and Peter Safran what you need to do with Batman. No, that's going to tell you.
People are going to go crazy in the theater.
Exactly. And if they like posting like pictures of just Keaton and Batman and don't give a shit about nothing else, that lets you know all you need to know. You need to have Michael Keaton still. Like either play the role of Batman, like do at least one more Batman movie, like bring Tim Burton.
If you do Batman Beyond, all right. I mean, sure. If you
Terry McGinnis, but you know.
Yeah, I mean that might be good. That might be good, but I don't know.
I'd rather have Michael Keaton. I'll be honest with you, man. I'd rather have Michael Keaton. I mean, Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, and I'm kind of cool. Robert Pattinson actually did a bang up job with the Batman. It actually was a really, really, really good film. I'm not even gonna hold you.
He was all right.
You know, it's not Kristen Bale. You know.
Oh, thank God.
Where is she? You know, like nah. Where is she? There. Man.
He was. Oh gosh.
Now, Dark Knight was legendary. Now, you know.
It was.
Dark Knight is legendary.
Movies are good. I love Bane. Dark Knight Rises. I thought that was good. Some people didn't like it, but
yeah, I didn't too much care for that one.
I enjoyed it, and I think the more I watched it, the more I enjoyed it, like more. Right. So,
gotcha.
I mean, Bane was hard. Bane he was hard. So
it wasn't. When it comes to Bane, it wasn't what we traditionally want Bane to be. Bane is now the calculating, the smart Bane. Yes, that was accurate because when Bane first showed up in, you know, like Nightfall or whatever, he basically tired Batman out. And then when he finally faced Batman was like already fatigued and shit. And that's how he got his back broke. But that was only one part of Bane. The other part of Bane is the Venom. Like, and he's a luchador. So there's that. So it's like, that part was a little missing. You know.
All I know, James
strength.
James Gunn, you have to show me what you're doing, man.
Please. Because it's up in the air at this point. Because from the fan base standpoint, we back to square one.
Well, if it don't work, I'm not watching no more of this shit. I'm not.
But you're not going to watch Mr. Terrific?
I'm going to be strictly MCU if James Gunn is going to fuck this up for 4 years on his contract.
Only time will tell, man.
Unless you give me Red Hood properly.
That's going to satisfy your palate, huh?
And a proper Deathstroke.
I mean, you had a Deathstroke. Like, he showed up on Justice League.
And he ain't coming back.
And he's the
you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, if you got two people, you got Joe and you got Henry, right? Joe being Deathstroke, Henry being Superman. Both of them are super nerds. Both of them play Dungeons and Dragons. Both of them like play games and stuff like that. You got people that like know the lore. Like it ain't that hard to know the parts you're going to play with these characters, and it's not even challenging.
But no, James
in his stretch of imagination.
James has his own vision. James Gunn always has his own vision, and he likes to, you know, sidestep the lore and whatever, and we get it, and it worked. But
Yeah,
it doesn't always work for everybody.
the proof is in the pudding, though. I mean, if you really look at it, the level of success he had with Guardians, like,
Yeah, because that was
can't really argue that.
yeah, but that was
Considering the
Guardians.
success.
Guardians, no one really knew who they were. So
Right.
you had more free reign to play with Guardians or
Yeah.
and Suicide Squad. Like you had freedom. But
Yeah.
when you have established characters and properties and you want to mess around and play around, nah, that don't always work, E. That don't always work.
Nah,
So
yeah, you're right.
James better be real careful with what he's doing. I know he has this vision, he's smart, talented, he's earned his whatever, but nah, man, you can't play around with certain characters. You know what I'm saying? You can't. So
Yeah, I get it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do that? How do you do that? A young Clark Kent. So what is this? Young Justice? Is that what we doing? Are we doing Young Justice? Are we?
But he did say this is not an origin story. Like, he's saying that with the younger Superman, it's going to highlight his time in the Daily Planet. Like, he's working at the Daily Planet. He's well established into his Superman persona, but it's going to have like a balance of him reporting and him being Superman. From what I gathered, it kind of give me Lois and Clark vibes.
What?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I mean, that's a big part of him. That's a big part of Superman, like him working at Daily Planet. Like, it ain't just him flying around. I mean, there is a other part. Clark Kent is the other part of him. Working at Daily Planet is the other part of him. So I get it. This is a true test for James Gunn because, like you said, nobody knew who Guardians of the Galaxy was unless you like really, really deep into the comics. Like, I knew who they are, you know who they are, but anyone that just watched TV only, they don't know who they are. So he brought a ragtag team that is non-mainstream, and he brought it to light as a mainstream type of entity. But now you got dealing with properties that's already mainstream, and what you gonna do now? That's where you're at. So right now, as far as the DCU fan base, the faith ain't very strong.
Whatever.
It ain't strong. But moving on, we got we got some wrestling news here. Obviously, the top news over the past few days is Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose was the NXT champion for 413 days. She was the leader of Toxic Attraction. She dropped her title on Tuesday. News broke out on Wednesday that she was released by the WWE because of her private site, and there was a couple photos videos actually that was leaked to the public. And from what reports are saying, WWE was put in between a rock and a hard place in a tough position, and they released her because now the latest news I got, it says, as previously noted, Mandy Rose was released by WWE one day after dropping the NXT Women's title to Roxanne Perez. After it was discovered, she had adult content on her subscription website. Now, according to Dave Meltzer, it's believed that Mandy was not given the option by WWE to pull the adult content. Meltzer noted the following regarding why WWE decided to fire Mandy. He said, and I'll quote, "Those in the company felt that had no other choice than to fire her because she was an active performer on the roster, and these were public photos and videos for customers. Unlike several other women stars who had their personal private photos hacked and released without their knowledge or permission, where the company saw the talent as the victims. Since Mandy had a main roster contract, it's believed that she has a 90-day non-compete clause, which will prevent her from joining AEW or Impact until the middle of March. Several people sent in word that Mandy was moved to the alumni section on the WWE's website. That's latest news. Also, we don't know if WWE released her or she asked for her release. There's that. So
I'm pretty sure they released her.
Yeah, but if you ask for your release, they have to release you. So either way, they release you. But
yeah, but why would she ask for her release? Like, I don't see why she would do that. I think they released her after all that went down. You know, like from what I've been reading and how it's kind of coming off to me, like they released her because she got naked.
She got topless. She got topless.
I mean, come on, E.
She was in the pool. You can see her breasts under the water. It's not like she just jumped out of the water and say, "Hey, here are these." She didn't, she didn't like say that. She's okay. Here's why I say it matters if WWE released her or if she asked for her release. If Mandy asked for her release, that means that it could possibly mean she don't have any interest on coming back to the WWE. If she was released by the WWE, that makes WWE in some ways look like a piece of shit.
But again, why would she ask for her release?
Well, allegedly, she makes more money with that website than she do with her content, with her contract with WWE. She has 3 million followers on Instagram. She got 1 million on Twitter. So,
which is fine. But I'm women's champion. Like I got a good thing going here. I still love wrestling. Like I'm doing both.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing both. I'm getting money, multiple streams of income. So why would I ask for my release? I can see if I wasn't a champion and they weren't doing anything with me,
right?
But they're doing things with me. Like I'm champ.
So
and, I'm main roster maybe after this, and I'm back main roster. And maybe I can compete with Bianca and Charlotte, blah 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 blah. Why would she do that? That's why I'm like, I think they released her because they found all that stuff.
But you got to look at it this way.
And for what I read, they was like, well, hey, this content really doesn't match what we're trying to do, especially trying to get these new sponsors. And sponsors matter, because that's money. And
that's WWE's money, not her money.
The money that pays her when it's all said and done. So it's like Triple H, they can't mess up that money. So it's like I understand from a business standpoint. I understand why they would release her. Is it fair? Is it hypocritical? I know me and you talked offline the other day.
It is. It very much so
is.
They cut Val Venus' dick off on national television.
But you know how this works, E. We watch WWE for years and years and years and years. And
of course.
We've seen crazier things than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, for all the listeners who probably weren't born then, back in the 90s and whatever, it was a crazy time. It was crazy. Early 2000s was crazy.
Yeah.
The mud wrestling fights, the bikini contests, you know what I'm saying? The names of Sable and Jacqueline pop to memory.
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler screaming in the middle of the ring, seeing breasts.
Puppies.
Like, we remember this. We've lived to see that and tell the tale.
Yeah.
Some fans might not have known or remember that, but we remember this. So it's like we've seen worse. But it's different now, E. Things are different. And it's the age we're in now. You can't. I'll
say this. I'm gonna say this. Okay, like I said, 3 million followers on Instagram, 1 million on Twitter. If you break all that stuff down, I'm just throwing a figure out there, right? This ain't confirmed. This ain't real. If she got at least 500,000 subscribers, she charging $30 a month.
Is she?
Yes. Matter of fact, she jumped it up $5 once she got released. It was 25. Now it's 30.
Damn.
You catch what I'm saying? So if I'm Mandy and I'm making this money per month, which is like I don't know what her contract was, but if you making this per month like this and you telling me I gotta stop because you ain't making money off of me like that, nah. You can release me, fam, because I'm good over here. And somebody's going to hire me over here and don't care about my content. So it's like, to your point, though, Bully Ray said this. He said, Bully said that Mandy Rose reminds him of Trish Stratus because when he worked with Trish, in the locker room, she never stopped working. She always worked to get better every single day. And he like, that is what Mandy's doing. It's like a mirror image. It like what she does, like the amount of work WWE put in with Mandy and how much she just like her stock just kept getting higher and higher and higher. And to just stop it just like that, that's a lot of work just gone. Like just gone. Now, there is a chance that she can get rehired. There is a chance that she may be at the Royal Rumble. There is a possibility of that, or renegotiations of contracts or whatever. Or there is a chance that she can go to AEW. There's a chance that she can go to Impact for the right amount of money because those two companies don't care about what she does. Matter of fact, Toni Storm has an OnlyFans herself. She's with AEW right now. She ain't had to stop. Like, I think where the hypocrisy comes in at is that when the Usos was dealing with DUIs, which you already know how serious that is. Like, you know, someone could have gotten killed. Like, you could have hit somebody, blah, 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 blah. You know, they're not released. Matt Riddle, you know, failed his drug test it's not his first time. They sent him to rehab for 30 days. He's not released. He's going to be back on TV.
He's suspended, though.
He's suspended, right? But he's going for rehab. But they ain't no release though. So now, mind you, keep in mind, I'm not bagging on the Usos and I'm not bagging on Matt Riddle because you know that I'm just using these for examples. It's like it's a double standard here, and the whole situation with China, that situation, it's almost like she got blackballed by the WWE. That's how fans feel, and it's like you recognize her after the fact, after she passed away, and that's kind of like. It's a little weird, but with Mandy, you know, I don't want to misquote Bully because from the shows I was listening to, but he's like, listen, if he was AEW, Tony Khan should fly a jet out to her and see her ASAP. Like if there wasn't no non-compete clause, hey, here's this money here, bam. When your non-compete clause is over with, you can come join AEW. I got you. I don't care about your site. Make your money over here. Don't even matter. I think really, and I get what you're saying about sponsors. That's the bigger picture, you know.
I mean, AEW would be the next best thing because
correct. Oh, New Japan.
I don't see her going to Impact. I think Mandy, her stock has risen so much, even without, you know, the extracurricular content that even without that, her stock has risen. And she might be too big for Impact or too big for wherever. I think AEW would be the next best thing, and she can help propel that women's division, either with AEW, Ring of Honor. Like, there's plenty of opportunities there that Tony can use her because she is a star. People love her. You know, she's beautiful. Like, she can sell tickets.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Tony already made the call to her agent or whomever represents her. I'm sure he has, or I'm sure wrestlers in AEW who know her, like Athena, like freaking Saraya, you know, I'm pretty sure hey, you know, Mandy, come on through. If they have that relationship, I don't know, don't quote me, but I'm sure they've reached out to her.
Yeah,
because she can definitely help out that women's division and help out AEW as a whole. She will bring in tickets. She will definitely. Yeah. And to your point, she is like a Trish Stratus, and we all remember how big she was back then. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
like Mandy has the potential to be bigger than her. Like she has.
Well, I don't know because I mean, if you're comparing Trish's run to Mandy, I think Trish had a bigger run because Trish was everywhere, and you can tell Vince took a liking to her just by. By the angles, the promos that they did, the risque promos that they did. I know you remember some of that stuff.
Yeah,
You know, the bra and panties match, like Trish was beautiful.
The alleged relationship between the two on TV.
Yeah, I mean, Trish was beautiful. So I'm like, I think looking at it, I think Trish had a bigger run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, than Mandy.
I mean, when it all said and done, she definitely had a great run. You know,
Trish was it. Trish was the it girl for a period in the early 2000s. Yeah. She was the it girl. She was. Yeah. So
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Now something else popped up on Busted Open Radio. AEW star and former champion Thunder Rosa commented on Mandy Rose. She says times are changing and a lot of things are changing. I mean, we know when we sign our contracts and when they give us certain parameters that we have to follow them, and we choose to do certain things. And sometimes we push the envelope. But I don't want people to take away all the work that Mandy has done in the ring and how much she advanced in her ring skills and everything else as a professional wrestler. I don't want that to take that away because she's an athlete. She's a wonderful athlete. She's dedicated to what she's done, and having other ventures like monetary ventures is not a bad thing. I don't think that. And it's unfortunate that she was released. And I literally was sending her an Instagram message before I heard any of the news. And I feel so stupid afterwards. But I just wanted her to know that I was like, as a professional wrestler, I'm very proud of what she's done in NXT and all of the hard work that she put in there. And when I got the news, I was like, oh, man, this is messed up. Like, I was really excited to see what was next for her. But I'm even more excited now to see what is next for her because, again, she has an opportunity. Now, she also said that she has all her ventures. She has a cosmetics line. I forgot about that. She got a cosmetics line separated from this. The donuts, the Mandy's. Now her fan time can go up.
What?
Yeah.
The Mandy's.
Yeah, there's donuts. Yeah, she got donuts too. She got other business ventures, man. Like WWE wasn't the only thing she was doing. I mean, but the funny thing about it is the WWE knew about her fan time account. They knew about it. They just was okay with it. And I guess when these risque videos came out, they were like, we ain't cool with that. But she's like up to the roof because I know that she's probably making a lot of dough. So again, it's not like she doesn't have anything and she's well sought out for people. I mean, she has a huge following. People like what she's doing, and her fiance have a fitness program. So I mean, again, they use an opportunity when this kind of thing happens. It gives you an opportunity to really branch out and see what you really want to do. And like you mentioned with Sasha Banks, that's what she's doing. I mean, she has Hollywood. She's a top star, and everybody knows her everywhere in the world. So the world is their oyster now. They just open it up and dive in to get the treasures out of it. That's the only thing WWE did. They just.
I mean, again, Mandy is a beautiful woman. You know, she's athletic. You know, she's good in the ring. Like, she has multiple talents. I mean, you've named some of her business stuff. Like, I think Mandy has that it factor.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't. And, you know, if she does do Hollywood, I think she'll kill Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, she has avenues to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and again, AEW, I think if she wants to continue wrestling, if she does, I think AEW would be her best bet.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that would be a great addition.
I think it would be a perfect addition because of what she's doing. And I look at the performers of AEW and what they do outside of the company, and they on YouTube channels and stuff like that. They don't get messed with at all about what they do on their off time. They just don't get bothered. You know, you technically somewhat got the freedom to wrestle in other companies too, you know, with partnerships and stuff like that. So I mean, you know,
if she wants to wrestle again, if she wants to do it,
she will.
You know, I mean, we don't know. I mean, maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I mean, again, like you said, she makes more money outside of it. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, 90 days, non-compete. We'll see what happens after 3 months. Maybe she might be like, well, to hell with it. I'll just chill over here and make my money.
She ain't broke. She ain't broke.
No.
She's not broke.
So
I mean, I'm proud of Mandy, man, because I mean,
she's come a long way.
She came a long way.
She's come a long way.
You got a company that in some ways they sexualize, you know, women to a certain degree. Like, her whole character was in a sexual manner, even though she wasn't dressing like, you know, sexual in the ring.
Yeah.
It's toxic attraction. So obviously you in a bikini, you might be taking pictures and stuff like that. WWE taking these photos. Obviously, they making profits off of you. But you over here making these profits over here. And, you know, you go into tizzy because, some videos got leaked. Now you're mad. I'll put between a rock and a hard place now. I got to fire you above anything else. I'm not going to suspend you. I'm going to just fire your ass. Like, assuming that's what happened. Assuming that she didn't ask for a release. You know, it's all assumptions. But But the strange thing about it, usually when somebody get released, WWE puts out a statement like, "Hey, we wish them the best in their future endeavors." You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And they didn't do this for her. So it's all speculation at this point. Very much so. So
We'll see. We'll see.
Now, also in news, as previously noted, Sasha Banks' WWE departure was confirmed to have been negotiated months ago, and she is expected to appear for New Japan Pro Wrestling starting in January. Now, about Naomi, according to Dave Meltzer, the belief is that she will have to make a decision regarding her future. Meltzer noted the following: originally, she wanted to come back with Banks as a tag team and was told her decision would be to sit at home, to go elsewhere. Her contract was about to expire when she left, although they could freeze it and force her back for a very short period of time, but that really wouldn't make sense. Or to return without Banks. Now, earlier this month, Naomi was hanging with Jade Cargill at an Atlanta Hawks game. That was kind of like was circling because they was like hanging out together. So,
well, we talked about this. I think me and you and Max. I mean, we talked about this. It was like after that whole fiasco went down with the titles, and I guess that whole alleged blow up behind the curtain. Like then I knew. Then I'm like, well, this is done.
Yeah.
Like this is. I knew then. Now, of course, it was speculation, and we couldn't really speak to it at the time. But in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, well, this is. If it was that big of a blow up, if Sasha was that mad, Naomi was that mad, then I'm like, okay. And they allegedly threw the belts on the floor or something like that, and they stormed out
on the desk. Yeah,
yeah. It was like, okay, that to me that signals, hey, they're done.
Yeah.
So this isn't surprising to me. I mean, Sasha again. My thoughts on Sasha are she's done everything under WWE. There's nothing more she can really do. Like those tag titles, that was it. Like, so I'm like, okay, what you bring her back to under Triple H, and what she feuds with who? Becky, Bianca,
Bailey.
It's the same old. It's the same story that we've seen.
Although she hasn't done Charlotte in years, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean, but we've seen it. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, Sasha, you've done everything. You've accomplished everything. You know, if this is how they're going to treat you, you know what I'm saying? Then because don't get it twisted, Bianca is the star now. Bianca, Ronda's there, Charlotte's coming back soon. Like, I feel like they've already moved on.
I'm not even high on Ronda right now, to be honest.
Well, I mean, I feel like they moved on from Sasha. That's how I feel, and I'm like, okay. And
I think with I didn't mean to cut you off. I think with Sasha, the way her and Naomi left, right? The way they kind of like threw shade the next night on the announce table, like, oh yeah, this is unprofessional. They unprofessionally did this and yada yada. I'm like, a part of me felt like that was probably like storyline driven, but at the same time, it's like, okay, they're being told to say this.
It felt petty. It felt petty.
It very petty, very petty. And I was like, okay. And then Sasha legally, you know, owning her name, obviously Mercedes, Renato, and you got Naomi there. Naomi is a little bit of an anomaly there because her husband's there at WWE, but at the same time, Mia Yim is at WWE and Keith Lee is at AEW. So
it can work.
It can definitely work. Naomi would definitely have more time. You know, she could do what she wants. Same thing as Mandy Rose. Like, I feel like there's a little bit more freedom as far as your outside endeavors monetarily, not just the wrestling side of it. Like there's a certain level of freedom that you can do what you want. Swerve doing the Swerve City podcast. He's doing his music. He's hanging out with Rick Ross and doing all these other things. Adam Cole got his Twitch channel. You know, there's AEW games. You know, Sammy Guevara. Well, now this is his last vlog. You know, you got all these people got their own things. So it's kind of like you hanging out with Jade Cargill. You know, you kind of just throwing the rumors out there. You know what I mean?
Naomi can leave too. She can leave too. And
yeah,
I want to be clear. Naomi is a damn good wrestler.
Yes.
Damn good wrestler.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, she's been, you know, what's the term we use?
Barry?
Buried. I think she's been buried a few times. Like I think they stopped giving an F about her a long time ago. That's how I personally feel. Because after she lost that title, it was downhill. It was the Kofi treatment. When Kofi lost, it was downhill from there. So I'm just like, well, I don't really see a point to really stay because Naomi, even when even before that, they weren't doing nothing with her. These little rinky-dink, raggedy matches they put her in for what? It amounted to nothing.
Naomi is worth 10 times more than what she's seen, than what we saw on TV.
I mean, listen, she can leave and go to Tony too. Like Ring of Honor, AEW, like Tony has opportunity to really build up those two stables and get Sasha, get Naomi, hell, get Mandy, get them all, and just build over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would do if I'm Tony. Like, do this. But Naomi needs to be in that ring. She's good. She's great.
Very.
And it ain't fair. It ain't fair how they did her after that.
No, it's really, not at all.
It's really not fair.
And according to with the thing with Sasha, according to Dave Meltzer, noted that two sides did not reach terms for the new contract, and they were reportedly far apart on money. It's believed that when Triple H's regime started, Sasha was in negotiations to return, and it was close to a done deal, but they couldn't agree to financial terms. Now, Sasha was reportedly seeking a number similar to Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, but people internally claim she wasn't offered anything close. Now,
whoa. Wait a minute. Sasha wanted Becky Lynch money.
She wanted Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair money.
So Sasha wasn't getting that at all.
But for according,
I love Becky. Becky earned her money, but Sasha did too.
Yes.
And if she wasn't getting, that's effed up. That's effed up. If she was,
people internally claim she wasn't offering anything close. Now, to quote, this is alleged. Now they
crazy.
said that
that's crazy. Wow.
They said that she's not seen internally as somebody who will be on top for the next 5 years, but it's seen as someone who would get a singles or tag team title run, but has peaked as a star. Aside from the reality that was acknowledged that she will return, there will be a honeymoon period where people will go nuts for her when she first comes back. Meltzer added that people within WWE believe that Sasha will return at some point, but have no idea when due to the money situation.
Wow.
Yeah, that's alleged now.
Becky. I love Becky. I love Charlotte, but Sasha's on that top tier level.
Yes, she's one of the four hard tier, of course.
Wow.
Yeah. Now again, like I said, it's more like a alleged type situation here. Like, I mean, again, with Mercedes, she's gonna be at New Japan Pro. She's gonna be at Wrestle Kingdom next month. She's gonna be there for that, right?
Wrestling or just
I want to say wrestling.
Spectating.
I think actually there is there's a women's wrestling match at Wrestle Kingdom next year.
She's wrestling.
I want to say she is. I'm not sure who. I've just heard she's gonna be there to some capacity. So, and she got dates.
What does that mean?
That means she got wrestling dates for New Japan. Like she may not. I don't think she's contracted with them, but she has wrestling appearance dates. Like, you getting paid per appearance.
That's a contract.
Not really. Not really. She's not like it's not like a 6 month or a year type of situation like you typically would get with AEW. It's like a per appearance thing.
Well, I mean, a contract can be a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It don't got to be a year. I mean,
it's not a contract of the conventional sense. I'll put it like that.
Yeah, but I mean, but it sounds contractual. She has dates with New Japan. Like, that sounds like they come to terms, to come to an agreement, and things were signed. Yeah. That's how that sounds to me. Especially if she's getting paid. Yeah, she signed something.
Oh yeah, so she's getting paid now.
So I think that's the contract somewhere. But yeah, that's wow, Becky and Charlotte.
And I'm heard she getting paid too, man. I that from what I understood, allegedly, not confirmed, that she was getting paid more. She's getting paid more than Chris Jericho did when he was at New Japan.
All right, well.
But let's say that departure was negotiated months ago. So her contract ends at the end of the year. Sasha does. You got three top tier women: Mandy Rose, Naomi, and Mercedes.
Tony got to get him. Tony got to get him.
I feel like Tony should concentrate on the women's roster for the remainder of the year going into next year, and that women's roster is going to be unprecedented if he gets all three of those women.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And whatever he's doing with Ring of Honor, that's where you do it. Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor and AEW. You can do it both.
Yeah.
You can do both.
I mean, AEW stable seems pretty solid, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
So Ring of Honor, that's where he needs to build that. And who better, Sasha, Mandy, and Naomi.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm not an advocate for instant gratification, but I'll immediately put I'll immediately put Mercedes and Jade Cargill together. Immediately.
In a match or
yep. Or like a storyline, or just straight up storyline. Just have a pop up, man.
I can see that.
Oh man,
I can see that.
You talk about blow the roof off the joint, bro. Man.
I can see that.
Come on, man. It just
that'd be a good match too. That'd be a good match.
That'd be a good one. That would be definitely a good one. So you got three of these top tier women, man. It's just I don't know.
All right.
There we have it though. There we have it. Now obviously Thanos Rick, man. Did you see AEW Dynamite? Well, specifically the one match with Chris Jericho
and Andretti.
Yeah, Action Andretti. Yeah.
I like the kid. He definitely moves like Ricochet. Like a cruiserweight, high flying.
Yeah.
High kicks, backflips, somersaults. He's a Ricochet, really.
Yeah.
Not as athletic as Ricochet. Not quite, but he definitely moves like a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
He did beat Chris Jericho, which I think.
Say that one more time. Oh, Thanos Rick. I think your voice went out.
I don't know. We'll see where he goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Storyline, I don't know where he goes.
Actually, I can think of numerous things in my mind. With Action Andretti, that was something that you wouldn't expect, but that also is a testament to the GOAT status that is Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho always finds a way to reinvent himself, and he always finds a way to put people over. This is a perfect example of going over and getting over. Like, what is Chris Jericho losing for losing this match? Nothing. He don't lose anything.
Nothing. No.
Nah. But Action Andretti got everything to gain. Every single thing to gain from this. Now according to reports, again, it's Dave Meltzer. The story behind this is that Action Andretti had a match on one of the streaming shows, Dark episode that aired on October 7th against QT Marshall. And Chris Jericho was watching the match and decided at that moment that this guy's going to be a star. He decided that he was going to make him a star. This was way back, and he had all this stuff to do, the Claudio feud and these other matches, and this match on this date. Now, this was not something where it was decided yesterday, but this was weeks and weeks and weeks ago. So this wasn't like like a all of a sudden type of situation. I think you're staticking up there a little bit, Thanos Rick. Must be like some kind of wind or something. Nah, it's still a little staticky. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Hear me now?
Yeah. Yep.
Um, I like him. I like him. I just don't know what to do with him. Like, I think,
Here's what you do.
like, who do you put him with? Like, who do you?
Chris Jericho again. I'll put against Chris Jericho again. I'll tell you what's going to happen. All right, think about all these people that made these shocking wins on their debut, right?
Right.
1, 2, 3 Kid. That wasn't really his debut, but you know that 1, 2, 3 Kid, John Cena, you know, the Ruthless Aggression situation. So at this point, after the match, Chris Jericho was pissed. Like he was throwing shit around, he's throwing stuff around or whatever. You go in there and face Ash and Andretti again and beat the shit out of Ash and Andretti. Just beat the shit out of him. And then from that standpoint, what you can do is still have Ash and Andretti squeak out a win. Like do a little roll up and roll out the ring and bam. That's 2 times. That's 2 times you got Chris. So now that puts Ash in here and moves him here because now people are paying attention. Because if you pay attention to the match, like people were just having fun with the match. But then after he kicked out of the code breaker, which ideally from a person that just enhancement talent, you're thinking like something as simple as the code. Well, that's not a simple move, but you know, the code breaker, he wouldn't kick out. But after he kicked out, the crowd stopped like having fun with the match and really started to pay attention to this dude. They're like, oh, wait a minute, what is going on with this guy? And you can do that. Also, you can bring in other people because I'm not sure there's another pay-per-view coming up, but you can really push him and push that storyline because Chris Jericho's a genius. Let's put that out there. The man's a genius. I'm pretty sure he already got a story laid out for him. Like if he planned this weeks and weeks ago, we just got to see how the story unfolds with him.
I don't know. I kind of want to see him beat someone else who's a big name. I'm kind of over the Jericho thing now. I'm like, well,
he only wrestled him 1 time. How you over it? He only did it once.
Yeah, but I'm like,
it won't have the same effect though because of okay, you lost your Ring of Honor heavyweight title against Claudio, and then you go on. Like if you listen to the promo that he cut before he went out there, he said, "Listen, I'm gonna do a tune-up match, like those more. You know how football teams play these sorry teams to get their morale up,
right,
or whatever." That's basically how he was playing this. He's like, look, this is a tune-up match. I'm gonna beat this jobber, and I'm gonna go get back on track and do what I gotta do. He basically looked over this dude. That was the whole story. And then from him looking over this guy, Ashton beats him, and then he's super pissed now because you done lost back-to-back now. And then you let this guy that nobody knows beat you. So he can't just go away from that and just have him face somebody else entirely because it wouldn't make sense. That elevation, that hype that he got would just drop because he just faced somebody different. That's not following the story.
Yeah, but Jericho beating him, what does that do? Like that wouldn't do anything for me. I'm like, okay, with Jericho, you beat him.
But do you know his name now?
So he has one on you, and you have one on him. So now what?
No. He gets both of them over Jericho. Both of them. He gets both of them. Like what I'm saying, the second match would be Jericho beating the shit out of him to the point where, oh yeah, well he's going to beat him this time, and then Ashton he gets that roll up and slides out the ring, no interference. He just slides out. Like Chris Jericho's off his game. That's the story. Because now, if you look at his group, the JAS, nobody in that group has titles because Daniel Garcia. Okay, let me back up for a second. Chris Jericho planted more than one seed in one promo. The first seed that he planted was Daniel Garcia losing his Ring of Honor Pure Championship to Wheeler Yuta. And he's saying, listen, all right, you lost the match. You know, you wasn't on your A game. So I'm going to give you a mentor. I'm going to give you Sammy Guevara to be your mentor. And Danny did not like that at all because, you know, in Danny's mind, he feels like he's a better wrestler than Sammy. So why you got this guy mentoring me for? So seed number 1. Seed number 2 was when he's saying, I'm going to go do this tune-up match and I'm going to beat this jobber and I'm going to get back on track to get my shit back. So he planted multiple seeds in one promo. So it's two different stories that's like going this way.
Well, if the focus is on Jericho, then okay, I get it. That makes sense.
But it won't really be on Jericho. It'd be more on Ash and Andretti, you know, being propelled.
No, but if the story is Jericho, he's losing it,
Yeah.
then that focus would be on Jericho more than Action. Action is just the guy who beat him. Okay, that's fine. We get it. But I think
I think it's. Oh, go ahead. I'm
the
sorry.
bigger story would be Jericho losing this match again, and then him losing it. Like, what the hell's going on? I'm losing, and I don't got my swagger back. What's happening? I think that's a bigger story to tell from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yes, the shine is on Andretti, which is true.
Yes.
But I think since Jericho's the bigger name, then you can roll with that and him losing his touch a bit. Now, what you do with Andretti, I have no idea.
That's the part. See, that's the tricky part.
If you have Andretti beat him twice, that's fine. And you can move on with the Jericho point storyline, that's fine. But my thing is, well, what do you do with Andretti?
Here's what you do with him.
And that's why I was like, well, have him face someone else, maybe get the win, maybe. However you do it, I don't really care. But if Andretti beats another big name, because you can't just go from Jericho to some guy who's not as big as Jericho, like that doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, it has to be another name. Like, let's say he beat Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Who would imagine him beating Keith Lee? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, now I'm like, okay, now we're seeing
Chris Jericho, and by all intents and purposes, bigger than Keith Lee. You know that.
Yeah, but Keith Lee's a big name.
True.
Keith Lee, he ain't small potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just throwing the name out there, Keith Lee. Or you can do, I don't know, hell, Moxley. I don't know. Moxley, that'll be a shocker. Who knows? I mean, I think Andretti has a future. How you deal with him storyline wise, I have no idea. But he got the win off of Jericho, so there's something there. You got people looking at him now. So okay, you have to keep that momentum going. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you have to keep it going. You don't let that steam just steam out.
It won't. Okay. If I had this, yeah, I would have Andretti beat Jericho again. But I mean, at this point, have Jericho completely lose it and have the JAS jump Andretti, like beat the shit out of him. At that point, people come out and help him. Now it got to be some solidified names or whatever, because if I'm not mistaken, I think the Blood and Guts, it's not a pay-per-view, but the Blood and Guts type of situation is coming next year sometime where you got the 2 cage matches or whatever. Now at that point, that further solidifies him because now he's in a big profile match. It ain't just a one-on-one. You in a hardcore 2 cage War Games match. And then at that point, you still have Andretti go over, be the last guy on top of that cage. Now that even pushes that young talent even further. It doesn't hurt Chris Jericho. It doesn't hurt JS whatsoever. That just further elevates him. And then, you let him go do his own thing from that standpoint. But I think Jericho's mentoring him. I am assuming behind the scene. But as a fan looking at the TV screen, Jericho going to see him again. As long as we know Jericho never just leaves something alone. If it's something that he can accomplish, what does he typically do? He's typically obsessed with it until he accomplishes the goal. That's how he is on TV. So,
yeah,
I mean that's that from that standpoint. Yeah,
I mean it can work. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see what Tony does. Jericho, Chris. I mean, we'll see. But the kid has a future. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's one of those situations where it was a shock to the system. It was definitely a shock. I mean, we didn't think Razor was going to lose the Braun 2-3 skid. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't think that Kurt Angle was going to get pushed to the limit by John Cena. Hell, we didn't know who John Cena was up until he slapped him in the face, of course. But
John was. I think John Cena was different. I think the powers that be had plans for John when they first laid eyes on him. Like I think it was like, okay, as soon as we see him, okay, certain people, I think Vince really had a vision for.
Yeah.
By just, okay, I know what I want to do with this guy, because Vince loves big guys and John was big. So like, okay, you know, this I see what I want to do with John. I see what I want to do with Brock Lesnar. I see what I want to do with, you know, Shawn and Razor and Diesel and whoever, Hogan, you know, Sid, whoever, Rock. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe not The Rock, but not at first. But I don't know. Andretti's different. We'll see. We'll see. That one I don't know. I don't know how they'll play with that.
Yeah.
You know. We'll see.
Yeah, we definitely see. We'll definitely see, man. But yeah, listeners, that is our show for today, man. Listen, our next show between myself and Thanos Rick, man. Listen, it getting close to the end of the year, little bro. We got to go research the PWI top 5 list, man, and see if we agree or disagree with this joint. Like for a tag team, singles, out the women, we got to look at it. We got to check that list out. But you know, we're going to discuss that next time we on the show together.
I mean, you know,
should be an interesting one. Should be an interesting conversation.
PWI.
Hey, it should be an interesting conversation, especially the tag teams, especially
the
tag
Usos.
teams. They are not. They are not. But
Greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. The Usos.
In the WWE, yes, I agree with that. But not
all the promotions. All Usos.
Yeah. Nah. We ain't doing that. That's another story for another day.
Lock it in.
That's another story for another day, man. We definitely gonna be back. I definitely will be on Podbean on Saturday morning. Just to give my final thoughts on today's show. But we will be back. So until next time, peace.
We out.